Little brush or big brush? That's a good question. Well, what is the difference apart from the size? There ain't one really. Goes on quicker with a bigger brush. A little brush you have slightly more texture. No you don't, you have slightly more granular effect. And that's about it. There's less paint used on a smaller brush because you lose quite a bit of paint in the brush. That is one thing. But just depends how you like doing it. Very small brushes, of course, for a totally different reason. Yep, that's a good colour. Scrape it back out of the brush just to use it up. Yep, that's a good colour. That's a good texture. Just a standard painting brush, not a painting brush, standard decorator's brush. And that's going to go on with some Naples yellow. Wrong one, that's the full one. Always try and use up the ones I've started, because then you end up with little bits in tubes and you're not sure where they are and how much you've got. Although that's what I've done with the purple though. I've done that. Okay, now I could do a brush, or I could do a knife, or I could do, yeah, we'll do a knife. We'll do a one of these. Keep the contrast, good colour. Amazing what the, well, everything's amazing. Isn't everything amazing, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't matter what you do really. Everything we do is incredible. It's a bit like icing, isn't it? I've often mentioned how similar cooking and painting are. And if you could eat paintings, which you could if you did it with edible paint and edible paper, which is quite easy to get hold of, then you have the two things combined, which I think is probably a good idea. You could have a celebration cake that was actually a painting in progress while the celebration was going on. What am I gonna... It's just an idea. It's just an idea. I think we're gonna put a flash down that in orange and then do something else with it. I have noticed when you do one of these types of paintings and then you try and do something else with it, the two styles don't fit. So if I was going to do this and then try and do something figurative in it, it wouldn't fit because it's a totally different process. This orange is running out as well. Totally different way of doing it. And the two styles, they almost jar as though somebody else completely different had painted it, which I find quite amazing. Because if I now they did a sphere in there and made it look like a sphere or whatever you want to put in there, it would look incongruous. But not incongruous in a good way, incongruous in a, well, that doesn't fit way. Because I've always been of the opinion there are the right places for things. When you drive across the Millau Bridge in France, if you're ever lucky enough to go over there, the landscape is better for that being there, which is an incredible thing to say of a man-made structure. that the whole landscape is better because it's there. It's amazing. Just looks so beautiful the way it curves round. Okay. What do I want to do with that? I want to do something. I want to do something with it. An additional something. Not sure. I think it could be white. Just like that. And a scissor in there. I love doing that. Just fading it out to the edge. Take another one up and put in another colour at the bottom. It's going to be that. Which we're going to take out the purple. Purple on there. Do the same thing the other side. Not quite symmetrical, but sort of. Symmetrical, but without that. Yeah, that works. It's tempting to put another one of those in there, but I'm not going to.